I recently gave my mother-in-law a new air fryer like mine, and her excitement over it has inspired me to do an entire day of air fryer meals. We're going to start with breakfast and make all 3 meals, plus a late night snack and a fun dessert, all using the air fryer. So if you don't know what to make in your air fryer, or you're just not sure how to cook in your air fryer, this one's for you. You're going to leave here with at least 5 delicious ideas of what you can make in your air fryer. Let's start our day with some yummy air fryer French toast. First thing I'm going to do is take my little tray out of my air fryer. It has the tray and then the basket sits inside of it. And you definitely want to line your air fryer with parchment paper, or you want to spray it really well making this French toast. I get this little box of parchment sheets at the Dollar Tree, $1.25, can't beat that. Then I'm just going to set this aside. Now just proceed as you normally would with a shallow dish. We're going to crack in about 3 eggs. Oh, got a little bitty piece of a shell. I'm going to put in about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, about a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of some vanilla, and a 1/4 teaspoon of milk. But if you have 1/2 and 1/2 or cream, it makes it really decadent. And just get all these ingredients whisked together in your little shallow dish. I like to use a pie plate for this. You guys know the drill. I'm going to take our bread and coat it on both sides. I'm using a nice, thick brioche bread. This is the Nature's Own. Texas toast works really well for French toast. I've made it a million times with just regular old sandwich bread. It works fine, but it will fall apart on you if you get it, too wet. And you want to give each piece, about an inch space here from each other. So if you have a basket air fryer, you may need to do these in batches. And we're going to air fry these for 4 minutes here on the first side. And my air fryer is a Ninja Foodie digital air fryer. I think mine was the 6-in-1. It's been upgraded so many times now. I think it's a 10-in-1. I love this. I love the size of it. You can bake a little casserole in here or a pizza. You saw I got all 4 pieces of this toast in here. Something else that's really neat about it is once it's cool, you can flip it right up on its side to store it. Mine sits under the microwave all the time, so I don't have room to do that. But that is a really neat thing about it. I actually bought this one time when my oven was torn up, and I used it as an oven until mine got repaired. After 4 minutes, gonna pull it out and flip them over. That stuff's getting cooked up. It may just need 3 minutes on the other side. I'm gonna turn these pieces around this way. And I have some of these little pre-cooked sausage links that Patrick really likes. I'm gonna throw about 3 of them on there. They're pre-cooked, so they just need to get heated through. And I'm gonna put it back in for another 4 minutes. I want you guys to look at the size of these strawberries. We're gonna have some of these this morning. And if you see Austin Farms from Plant City, Florida, these are the best strawberries from anywhere. You need to make sure and get your hands on them if you see them. And everything is done up together all at the same time. Friends, this is the best French toast I've ever made. I don't know why I never thought about trying to cook it in the air fryer before. It came out with a crispy crust, not hard, just light and crispy. I can never get it that way when I fry it on top of the stove. I'll never make it any other way. This was so delicious, not to mention it was quick and easy, and cleanup was a breeze. And did I even say it was delicious? The flavor was absolutely amazing. What's not to love about vanilla and cinnamon with some eggs? It was always delicious, but this really took it over the top. Y'all know it's going to be a good meal when I have all of the little things from my refrigerator thrown out here on the counter. We're going to make us some air fryer nachos today. Chicken nachos. The first thing that I'm starting with is like a 12.5-ounce can of this chunk white chicken breast. And you want to drain this really well. And I like to kind of shred up any of the big chunks. And if you had leftover chicken or rotisserie chicken or even some, pork roast or beef roast, anything like that, it's a perfect topping to use on nachos. I just didn't have anything. I am going to give it a little hit with some taco seasoning. I have a couple of tablespoons left in this. I've just been using out of it for different things. And I'm just going to kind of season up this chicken a little bit, give it a little, taco flavor. And the important thing to note here is that any meat that you go to put on these nachos, you need to make sure it's already cooked, because this is just going to take about 3 to maybe 5 minutes in the air fryer. So you don't want to put any kind of raw meat on here. I'm going to use just a smidge more. When you're a family of 2, sometimes 3 like we are, I've used out of this little taco seasoning pack. I bet this is maybe the 3rd or 4th time, and I still have a little spoonful of it left. Every now and again, I just find that I want to throw a little taco flavor onto something. And that's what I use. Oh, and I need to mention, if you don't have these, you can just throw you some cumin, chili pepper, paprika. Throw a few of them little things on your chicken or whatever you're using, and it gives it taco flavor too. I also just opened up a can of refried beans, and I'm just going to kind of get them, smushed up a little bit to make them a little bit easier to work with. And we are definitely not going to use all these beans or all this chicken on this little batch of nachos. But this coming Sunday is the Super Bowl, so I'll save this and we'll have us a little plate Sunday night watching the game. Now let's build our nachos. I've got my air fryer tray out here. This time I'm using an aluminum full sheet, and my box looks pretty bad, but I get this box of them at the Dollar Tree again, $1.25. Now, because of the way that my air fryer is made, I'll be able to use more chips or, make more nachos here. And no, it's not Christmas, but I got these red and green tortilla chips for like 50 cents at Walmart. They were on the after Christmas clearance, so, we're going to eat them. And you want to spread these out, let them overlap just a little bit, but try to keep them in a single layer. And if you have a basket style air fryer, you definitely want to make overlap your parchment or your, they're good. It's still good. Thought I better check. Anyway, bunny trail. If you have a basket style air fryer, you need to make sure that your parchment or aluminum foil, whatever you're using, make a sling out of it, because you want to be able to lift this whole little thing right out of your basket. And having them kind of layered out like that, number one, it helps them to stay crispy, and you pretty much get toppings on all the chips. I'm starting with some shredded cheddar cheese, and you use whatever you have or whatever you want to use on here. Now I'm going to put on some of this taco chicken that I just kind of mix the seasoning into. Sometimes I just clump it out, and then I find it's easier to go back with my fingers and kind of spread it out. You want a nice little even layer everywhere. These red and green chips are pretty. This would make a pretty little Christmas party treat, wouldn't it? Now I'm taking my refried beans, and black beans are definitely prettier and more colorful and easier to get spread out across your nachos. But I really wear my family out with beans of all kinds because I love them, especially a black bean. They can all pretty much agree on refried beans on their nachos. I see some bean burritos in my future too. This is a lot of beans. More than enough for a couple runs of nachos here. I'm going to put mine in the air fryer at 400 degrees, and I'm going to check them at 3 minutes. They might take up to 5. Now for the part that I love, all the toppings, or as we call them around here, the fixins. Got a little bit of cilantro that I'm just chopping up. Little tip when you're chopping stuff like this, if you chop it and then kind of sprinkle it out, all your little stems that you have will get separated out. Nobody wants to bite into a stem. And I'm going to cut a sap of lime. If you'll roll your citrus fruits like this before you cut them, you'll get a lot more juice out of them. I love serving anything like nachos or Tex-Mex with a little wedge of lime to squeeze over top. 3 minutes was perfect for mine. And if you're wanting to get fancy, like I said, you just lift up your little thing and you can slide your nachos like right off onto your serving platter, just right off of this. But today, we're just keeping it simple. And I'll let everybody make their own. If you've been here a while, you know I've never been one of those people that like tries to make their kids eat stuff. I do make new things, or my husband, I should say, for that matter. He's pretty funny about what he likes too. I do make new things a lot. And you know, if they try it, I encourage them to try new things. But if they try it and they don't like it, then I'm not going to, make them eat it. I got stuff that I don't like to eat too. And I don't like anybody trying to force something on me either. So I like to doctor mine up with a little bit of salsa on the top. I love red onions on nachos, but really salsa is like a 2 or 3 for 1. You get tomatoes, onions, some little chilies, spices, all the good stuff. I've never been a huge fan of guacamole, which is strange because I like an avocado. But something I learned in one of my HelloFresh meals, they had me mix sour cream and guacamole together. Then hit it with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little squeeze of lime juice. And you know what? I love guacamole like this now. I make it all the time for avocado toast and stuff like that. Actually, need a little bit more avocado in that one. But I love it. So that's an example of trying new things. You might surprise yourself. So let's give it a nice dollop of the sour cream guacamole mixture. A little bit of that fresh cilantro. And another little squeeze over the whole thing. A lime wedge to make it pretty, and lunch is served. Super delicious, super quick, very easy, rather festive, even though it's not Christmas. Yummy, delicious filling. 3 minutes in the air fryer. A couple things I forgot to tell you. You do need to eat these with a fork. And also, you don't have to put meat on them. You can keep these completely vegetarian. I've had a number of you guys mention that you really appreciate it when I give you all the different options for making meals. Particularly, some of you guys are not able to eat meat or don't eat it for whatever reason. So again, I'll try to mention that anytime I think a meal would be great without meat. This is one of them. For dinner, we're trying a new chicken in the air fryer. This one is a honey Dijon marinated chicken breast. I'm going to prepare my marinade in this bag before I put my chicken in. And I'm also going to go in with my dry ingredients first because I'll just use my little measuring spoon for everything. And it's just a lot easier if I save the wet for last. I use 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt. I love this little thing. It's adjustable. Mine's looking kind of rough for wear. I need a new one, but you have teaspoon and tablespoon. I use this every single day. Now for our wet ingredients, I'm doing 1 and 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using an avocado oil. You can definitely use olive oil or whatever you have. I'm also using 4 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. That sounds like a lot, but I'm making a little more marinade, maybe than what I need. but I'd never want to not have enough. I'm using 3 kind of thin sliced chicken breasts today. And like I said, I'm using Dijon because we're making honey Dijon. But you can substitute any mustard you want. I made probably some of the best chicken I've ever made with a honey and this whole grain mustard. I'll link that video in the description box for you if you want to go back and see that one. But I want to try something new. I'm also going to put in 4 teaspoonfuls of honey, and I've sprayed my little thing here, so hopefully all my honey will come right off easily. And this is some honey locally made by Parton's. Known them my whole life. I've been friends of the family forever. And it's always good for you, like allergy-wise and health-wise. If you can find honey that's local to you, those bees will help you with your allergies. Their honey will. I'm just going to give the bottom of my bag a little squeeze right here. Let's get everything kind of incorporated and mixed together. Now I'm going to put my chicken breast down in here. Again, I'm using 3 kind of thinner sliced chicken breast. I just prefer the way that thin sliced breasts cook in the air fryer. Now, let's take it off. Seal it up. And you want to get all your chicken coated really well. And really massage that marinade onto your chicken. You want to make sure that every little bit of it is coated on here. And this is one of these good little marinades that is going to stick to your chicken when it's cooking and really give it some good flavor. I'm going to leave this in a bag in the fridge for 30 minutes to a couple of hours. My chicken has been marinated. This time I'm going with aluminum foil again, and they have all kinds of reusable liners on Amazon and in stores. I've seen them too. You can get like paper ones that are disposable, and they're cut to fit like specific air fryers. Like if you have the basket or the dual basket or the tray like this. But they have silicone ones on Amazon too that you can just rewash and reuse. I decided to put a little spray on top of my foil because I really don't want my chicken to stick. So I'm going to spread it out here and look at that marinade. How beautiful that looks. Everything is so nice and coated. Look at all that flavor. Open that one up. Yeah, that needs a little more. And you don't have to use liners. I just choose to because it's easier cleanup. And if you don't, you'll get a tray underneath it that looks like that. I don't know if you can see that old grimy. I've tried and tried to get that off, but that's just where somebody came in here and it was dirty and they didn't wash it after they used it. So it was dirty and then they just washed on top of it. So I just prefer to use the liners because it's a little bit easier cleanup. But if you don't, you may not even have to flip your food. Now we're going to put this straight into the air fryer at 370 degrees. And I'm going to let mine cook for about 10 minutes before I flip it. Then I'll cook it another 6 to 9 minutes. The main thing is you want to reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees. If you're using larger, thicker chicken breast, you may need to cook yours maybe 20 to 28 minutes instead of the 16 to 20 minutes it's probably going to take me. Friends, don't these look delicious? Patrick's going to have his on like a sandwich on a bun, and I'm going to have mine on a salad. And I got a couple of these little salad kits this week. I'm not super crazy about these, but if I'm going to buy a bag salad, I like these because they come with all the different fixings. And, you know, we've established that I like fixings around here. Except, Patrick, do you remember that place that we might have been teenagers that came in called Up the Creek or Down the Creek? It was like a seafood, but catfish place.
Where was it at?
Out around Springbrook. It's not Huck Finn's like up in Pigeon Forge. It was like a different chain. And their big deal was they had all the fixings with your catfish. And I remember being so excited. You don't remember them. Maybe we was kids. Maybe we wasn't even teenagers. But I was so excited because, you know, I'm about the fixings. It was like either white beans or pinto beans and slaw. And I think they had okra. But everybody got that with your catfish. I was so disappointed, though. Because, you know, you've had my mama's cooking. Around here, that restaurant didn't last for very long because in this town, everybody's mama knows how to cook. And
Was it where the barbecue place is now?
I don't remember, but we were not impressed with their fixings. They were not nothing as good as what Granny does. But I can't wait to try this chicken. I'm gonna try a bite without any salad. That's good. That is so juicy. It is so flavorful. This is great. I'm so glad I had that extra chicken breast if Maddie doesn't want that tonight when she comes home. Because this is great to like meal prep for the week and put on salads, to put in a wrap. If you like rice, Callie makes those rice bowls a lot. This would be great to prep ahead for that. Pasta salad, this would be a great stir into any kind of pasta dish. You could even, you know, shred this up and use it in some of your casseroles and stuff like that. I love this. It's a little bit sweet with the honey, but that Dijon mustard makes it so good. And the dressing that came with this salad's like a real light vinaigrette. We'll see how it tastes with it. That's a perfect compliment. This was so quick in the air fryer. I mean, why not air fry? Haven't even had to turn this big oven on at all today. This is delicious. I posted a video last month showing you guys some of the meals that I cooked behind the scenes over the holidays. And while it was really nice to take a break and enjoy some of our old favorites, it's also been really nice to save myself a lot of time and stress and enjoy the convenience of my HelloFresh subscription through these busy days too. They're America's #1 meal kit with 50 delicious chef-crafted recipes on the menu every week. You just choose your meals and HelloFresh will be delivered right to your door. You can skip all the meal planning and the hassle of shopping in a crowded grocery store. Every HelloFresh recipe includes high-quality, fresh, and sustainably sourced ingredients. They're already pre-portioned out, making your prep work quick and easy. We all need new dinner inspiration from time to time, and I love finding new recipes with HelloFresh. They've got lots of customizable options to make your meals just the way that you like them. They satisfy every craving. And I have quite a collection of HelloFresh recipe cards. I love to go back to these and recreate them with new twists all the time. We love the premium picks, and you can never go wrong when you choose a Hall of Fame recipe. But you know me, and I love some of the 15 and 20-minute quick and easy meals. And this was my first time trying out one of their Heat and Eat, the ready-made meals. It was delicious. It's perfect for lunch or even a nice option to get a couple of them for dinner when it's just the two of you. And HelloFresh Market offers over 100 items that you can add right to your weekly box. It'll help you save time and cut down on trips to the grocery store for things like lunchbox snacks, beverages, and more.
Oh, that's good, Mom.
Good. And with HelloFresh, you're never locked into a schedule. You can easily skip a delivery if you're going to be traveling or if you're just going to be too busy to cook at home that week. They have a great offer for you today. Get up to 10 free meals and free shipping on your first box at HelloFresh.com with code MOMMA10FM. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals and free shipping. Just go to HelloFresh.com with code MOMMA10FM. And thank you so much, HelloFresh, for sponsoring today's video. We're going to make a fun little dessert tonight. This is an air fryer, deep fried double stuffed Oreo. I'm really excited about this. Only 2 ingredients. We're starting with a roll of crescent dough. I've got the dough sheets. I very rarely have these, but they were on sale, so that's what I got. If you have regular crescent rolls where you have the 8 little triangles, just spread it all out here. Look, I about made a triangle. Just spread it all out here, and you can pinch everything together with your hands. You can use a rolling pin to kind of roll it out a little bit if you need to, but that works fine too. See, I just had to pinch a little bit of mine together. I'm just gonna press it out a little bit to try to make like an even rectangle here. Here's the part that like always scares me. We need this into 4 equal strips here. We're gonna make 8 pieces. So I went down the middle, then I come about halfway and I'm off. I pinched mine together, tried again. I didn't do a whole heck of a lot better. Then you're just gonna go right down the middle. I've got 8 pretty same size squares. Putting an Oreo in the center of each one. Then we're just gonna like fold all of the corners up just like so. Then we're gonna like pull the sides up and around it. Try to get it all sealed off. So we've got a cute little Oreo package right here like this. Now, while we're doing this, let's talk about what actually is air frying. Air frying is just using like a convection oven that makes it really quick. It mimics like how hot oil would fry stuff. You drop it in there and the oil would be all around it and fry it up. But instead of deep frying, it's using air to circulate the heat from the heating element all around your food. So it's going to cook a little bit quicker. In the case of our small air fryers that we have on the countertops, they cook a lot quicker than if you use the convection part on your big oven like this. It's basically the same thing as air frying, but I don't think it's quite as quick as our little countertop models. But anyway, there's a fan in there and it just takes all of that heat off that heating element and circulates it all around your food. It's going to make it cook quicker, more evenly, and it makes it nice and crispy too. That's why sometimes when we use the liners, it's nice for cleanup, but we do have to flip our food. It's funny, I was just talking to my mother-in-law just a minute ago on the phone, and she was saying the one thing she didn't like in her new air fryer, she didn't like toast in it. She said, it don't brown both sides. And I said, well, are you putting paper, parchment paper or something in the basket? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, you've got to flip it. If you use that paper, it's just a trade-off. You've got to flip it. The air can't get around the underside of that basket. But I hate to clean dishes up, especially messes like what I would have made with that chicken tonight. So I'll use the paper every time. Got my air fryer basket. And guys, I have washed this in between using it today. That's what I'm telling you. This stuff right here just gets baked on. So, don't be coming for me with my dirty basket. I have cleaned it. I went back to the parchment paper because this has like a kind of a nice little slickery feel to it. But I'm still going to spray it because I don't want this dough to stick. And I'm just going to place these right here on my little sheet. If you have a big basket, you do them all around the outside, like making a little circle. And depending on how big yours is, you might have to do 8 of them in a couple of batches. But that's what I've got. And I'm going to hit the top of them. It just browns it. When you put a little oil on the top of your stuff, gives it a nice brownness. Put these in the air fryer at 320 degrees for about 5 minutes. I'm going to check on mine at the 3-minute mark because my air fryer cooks pretty hot. These look so good. These look perfect. Here's some spatula. Here we go. And I did not worry about flipping mine. As long as the bottom's done, that's all I'm worried about. We just wanted the top to be pretty. Definitely got to let these cool a minute. I'm so excited to try them.
Look good.
Well, they look like a little biscuit, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Are we going to try by?
Try it. I put a little powdered sugar on them.
Oh, wow. They are soft inside.
It's soft. I just didn't expect that.
It was good.
That's very good.
Them's dangerous.
That is dangerous. Let's see if I can show you. Look at the filling. Look at it. Look at the little mouth. Look at the filling. It's like melted. Oh my gosh.
Very good.
Mmm.
I know what you told something.
As long as I've been on this earth, as many carnivals, junk like that as I've been to, fairs, I've seen deep fried Twinkies and Oreos, but I've never had one. Have you ever had one?
Yeah, I have.
What'd you have, Twinkie or Oreo?
Oreo. I've had a deep fried Oreo before.
Did it taste like this?
No.
Was it better?
No, not really. It was maybe a little crunchier on the outside, but
No. So this is air fryer deep fried. These are really good.
very good.
Mmm.
Well, that's a hit, Mom.
Put that down in a little bowl. Put you some vanilla ice cream in a bowl and set this on. Look at me. Put it on top of your ice cream. Little caramel or chocolatey sauces. That's good. I bet I had powdered sugar all over me.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta try that one, don't you?
Very good.
It's good. We're gonna make a little kind of late night snack. It's 9:30. It's late for us. We're gonna make some homemade pizza rolls. Maddie will love these when she gets home from work. We're starting with 1 can of refrigerated pizza dough. It's been a long time since I used this pizza dough for anything. Just gonna roll it out here on my cutting board. Try to make a pretty even rectangle out of it. I don't know why one end is always smaller than the other. I'm just going to press it out just a little bit. Now, using my little pizza cutter, I'm going to roll right down the middle. Then I'm going to go down the middle of each of those. We're making 4 nice long strips out of our dough. Then we're going to go right down the middle again. Have 8 pizza rolls. I'm just using a can of crushed peeled tomatoes. Just taking a little spoonful down each one of my little strips of dough. I'm using just a little bit because we don't prefer a lot of tomato sauce or whatever on our pizzas. You can use pizza sauce. You could use tomato sauce, but I was just using, what I had on hand. This is going to work just fine. Wouldn't be pizza without some cheese. So I'm putting some shredded mozzarella on here first. Just a little bit. If you've been here before, I'm bad to overstuff things, and we are going to have to roll these up. So I'm trying to be conservative. I'm going to put just a little bit of some shredded Parmesan cheese down each one of these as well. I'm sure if you have the grated green can, you could probably put that in here too, but I really prefer shredded. Now we're going to put down about 3 pepperonis on each strip. I think that looks like plenty. I'm excited to try these because here is my unpopular opinion about pizza rolls. Totino pizza rolls, I just don't like them. Now those little square Totino's party pizzas, I could eat one of those every day of my life, but I'm just not crazy about the pizza rolls. So hopefully I like these a lot better. I'm going to sprinkle just a little Italian seasoning in here because that's just how I roll with pizza. See what I did there? That's just how I roll. I made a little funny. Didn't even know it. And let's see if I can roll these little boogers up. I want to try to keep all of your filling inside. And the ends are open. It's kind of, not like a pizza roll in that effect, that it's like a little pillow, but kind of like that. We are just going to do the best we can. I believe them's rolling up just fine. Got my tray back out. Got my parchment paper. Again, sometimes dough is sticky, so I'm going to give it a little spray. And I'm just going to set mine on here. Need to give them about an inch in between one another. Again, if you're using one of the air fryers that's a basket, you might have to do these in more batches than what I'm doing here. I am putting mine seam side down, and I did try to push the seam together a little bit, but I didn't worry too much about it. Looks pretty well spaced to me, and I am going to give them a little spray with some oil. Let's take these to the air fryer. We're going in for 6 minutes at 325 degrees. Oh my Lord, look at these big old boys. Look how big they got. After 6 minutes, we're supposed to turn them over here. I just can't believe this. These things are humongous. They're a lot bigger and better looking than a Totino's pizza roll. Real light spray because they got some of the stuff that was already on there going back in the air fryer for just 3 or 4 more minutes till the backside's brown. These are really puffed up. I'm gonna have to watch them close. I don't have a lot of clearance in mine. See what I'm talking about? Those things are right up at the top. They're gonna get brown quick. Oh my gosh, look at these little fellers. I'm definitely gonna let them sit here and cool for just a couple minutes. Look how pretty these are. This is a game day snack. I should have done a Super Bowl video this year, but I didn't. This weekend's Super Bowl, though. I guess that's why I'm thinking about all these things that would be good. I'm going to cut into it so we can see what the inside looks like. Look at that. Look at that. I think I could have went with just a little bit more cheese. I think it's cool enough for me to try it. I love this. But you know, I love pizza dough like this, crescent dough. It's got just enough sauce in it. Honestly, just enough cheese too. Any more cheese and it would have just been more like just a cheese stick or something. All I need is to melt a little garlic butter to dip them in. These are going to be great. And what we'll do with them, we'll probably just have Maddie, she'll eat a couple tonight. We'll put these in the fridge. On Sunday, we'll heat them back up in the air fryer and they'll be good as new. Watch my ultimate air fryer video next to see the first 10 things that you must make in your air fryer. It's got recipes for beginners and beyond. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching, friends. As always, I send you love from my kitchen.